What's up, guys? It's Friday. I am at Las Vegas Motor Speedway with the Knievel Ware Parts Plus Top Fuel dragster. It looks so cool. As a matter of fact, we're catching Rick, and that is Kelly. That's Evel Knievel's son that has joined us over here, which is freaking awesome. Clay has always been a fan of Evel Knievel since he was a kid. I mean, just absolute fan, and obviously Rick is too. Anyway, Friday, we get 2 runs. It's 1:30. It's pretty hot. It's probably about 7. I say it's hot. It's not hot compared to some of the part of the world. It's probably about close to 80 degrees, I would say. So, I mean, it feels nice, but I don't know how the track's going to be. I don't know how hot it's going to be, but we're going to go after it. Look at this, y'all. Look, I got 3 Evel Knievels. Clay, Kelly, and Cody. Now, how cool is that? All right, guys, we are back in the lanes for the second run for Friday. We went 373, 331 miles an hour. It has cooled off. It's about 67 degrees, so it's really, really nice. I haven't heard any top fuels go down, so I don't know, but it's going to be fast. Brittany went number 1 the first session with 367, so we're sitting at number 5. Jimmo done broke out the laptop, y'all. Changing that tune-up. It's done cooled off. He done saw something on that weather station. He gonna dial her in. Just got back from second run Friday night. What happened?
What'd you see? Went out and smoked up.
All right. This says it shook it shook really bad.
Oh, see, I was shaking.
Yeah.
When you take off, I was shaking.
It was decent. I had a good light. We were 843, and then it didn't make it to the 330. But forget all of that. Me and Jeff were just talking about, look how good
Look at
this
that.
looks.
That is a badass suit right there.
It is.
You don't get any cooler than that.
You don't.
I mean, being a kid watching Evel
Oh,
Knievel, that right there,
That's cool.
that is amazing.
You know what it does make me feel though? Oh. Like when I look at myself, wherever, right there, I'm like, hey.
It's amazing. I love it. I love it.
I love it.
So it shook the tires?
Oh yeah. It shook into smoke.
Okay.
So real quick shake, then smoke.
How it is?
Now it may look on the drive shaft more look like tire smoke, but the butt over it said, I'm quivering and I'm done.
I think there's still 7 to
Yeah, 7 or 8. We'll get it tomorrow. All right, y'all. I done caught up with Clay and Lutz. They are getting ready to go to SEMA and debut the beautiful 57. I know y'all seen it. If you follow either one of them, you've seen the car. It's gorgeous. If you hadn't seen it, go to their channels on YouTube. But they are switching it to hydrogen. Now, I can't lead this conversation because I know nothing about that. So they're going to just tell us a little brief what's happening.
Neither do we.
Neither do we. Neither do we.
All right,
So the truth is, everybody knows Jeff 457. I make a living with a Hemi, so that was our contribution to this project. But I want to back up and let you all know that this car, we don't own it, neither one of us. CRC Industries, the brake clean peoples, what everybody knows him as.
Yep.
It's going to auction in a year, and all the money goes to scholarship funds. But this project got crazy, carried away.
Yeah.
And Mr. Mike Copeland volunteered to make it run on hydrogen, and we're clueless, right?
It's pretty neat because, like, you know, Jeffrey and I mocked up the dummy Hemi in there and put the supercharger on it, made sure everything fit, and Mike took it and put the real motor in there, and you can't even tell it's on hydrogen. I mean, you wouldn't know unless you've seen the tank in the back of the trunk.
Yeah.
But one quick thing I wanted you to tell him, Clay, is what Mr. Copeland was saying about his grandson and why he wanted to experiment or go into that direction.
So that hit me big time. I went to his shop to talk about the hydrogen. And he said, I cannot imagine, I'm paraphrasing here, I cannot imagine a world where when my 7-year-old grandson grows up, he can't hear the sound of a high revving internal combustion engine. If the world keeps going the way it's going, there won't be cool hot rods. And so what Mike is doing, whether this takes over the auto industry or not, whatever direction that goes, we don't care. But with what he's doing, you can take a Gen 3 Hemi, a big block Chevrolet, a small block Ford, you name it. Anything. The motor's not special, but what he's done to convert it to hydrogen, you can still run your hot rod. And that's what we loved about the idea.
And when you see the car, you're going to go, oh my God, that belonged in there. It looks amazing in there. I thought it was a perfect fit. And, you know, his Gen 3 Hemi, me 57, and Copeland with the hydrogen, I think it's a good fit. It seems some people didn't like the idea. Don't really matter. It's done. Put it in the comments. Put it in her comments.
You can put it in my comments.
Yeah.
I don't care.
We don't either.
No, we know.
But you're going to love the car. It looks amazing. And, you know, if you didn't see the coils on the valve covers, you wouldn't know it's a Hemi.
Yeah, it's so weird. We posted some photos of under the hood, and you got to think in your mind and back up and go, that's a 57 Chevrolet. Under the hood directly, it looks like a modern engine. It looks like a Dodge Charger, whatever. And this will be the world's first ever sold hydrogen hot rod. Ever.
Publicly auctioned.
Publicly auctioned.
That is so freaking cool.
So if you're in the market for one, next year it'll be
watching for it.
It'll be up for auction. I think it's going to go for big money.
It needs to go for big money to fund scholarships. That's what it's going to do. I mean, it's for people learning to work with their hands.
Build for the future. So.
That's what I was going to say. Like, anything that anybody can do to progress the sport, to keep the sport, not even the sport, like you say, the industry. Like, you got to try. You can't let it just be dead. So.
And teaming up with CRC, they're all about that.
Exactly.
We couldn't have teamed up and partnered with a better company. So it's for a great cause.
And since we're throwing sponsors out there, this is our third SEMA build. CRC, Edelbrock Comp Cams have been heavily involved in all three of them. And y'all probably know the builds. Obviously, we have Bentley. We did the GTO that crazily enough ended back up at my house, which has been really cool.
Yeah, you've had fun with that.
Yeah. I'm already beating on JC that he needs to buy another one, so the 57 ends up, hopefully.
You're going to need a bigger garage.
I'm going to need a bigger garage, yeah, for sure. But
all right, well.
I cannot believe that Mike Copeland is going to sell this car because this is his technology. Nobody else has it. But because of the scholarship program, he's doing it.
Yep.
And
he was happy to do it.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
We didn't even have to mention it more than once, did we?
No,
And
that
he
was
was
SEMA last year. This idea was born, and Mike jumped right on board.
Yeah.
So that goes to show that he's all about keeping it alive too.
Yeah.
Well.
It's been hectic. This has been, for me and you and Jeffrey, and we're not even going to mention Mike. This has been the most stressful build we've done because, how do I even say this?
It's out of our wheelhouse.
It was out of our wheelhouse, and we had some part shortages, which everybody knows that.
Of course.
And
putting the motor in was the easy part.
Yeah, it really was.
The fabrication part was the easy part. And just when it's out of your hands, it's like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
But Mike has he stepped up and he did a good thing.
So Mike's had the car for the last 2 weeks, maybe?
2 weeks.
6 people a day, 6 people all day for 7 days a week to get it finished up.
Well, we cannot wait to see it. It's going to be this week. So Clay and Lutz will both have videos out when it shows. So
We get to see it in 2 more days.
Yeah. Well, we get to see it before the world does.
Yeah, of course.
Tuesday at 3:30 Vegas time is when it'll get unveiled, and
we'll be watching.
Stay tuned.
Appreciate y'all for letting us know. In the lane, Saturday morning, it's not morning, it's 1:20, it's about 65 degrees, beautiful day. I don't know exactly what pair we are. I know we're qualified 8th, so we're probably about the mid-pack. I hope the track holds it.
Well, I don't know what Jesse saw that he hit the button, but obviously it went basically 100th quicker than Q1 yesterday, but it was, might as well have been 30 miles an hour slow, so.
What was your mile per hour?
303.
Oh, wow, I didn't know it was that low. Okay,
Yeah,
so 72,
yeah, 72.9, 303, but it was 300s quicker at the 8th mile, 1 mile an hour faster at the 8th mile. So if you just take them 300s off, it was a 70 minimum. But hopefully there's nothing wrong. I gave it a quick look down at the far end. I didn't see anything, but that's what they do.
Yeah, that's their job.
Looking really good till 4 cars, 2 pair in a row right behind us went 67, but we'll take that 70. I clicked it a little early, maybe I shouldn't have, but it was loose out there, all the cleanup. That wasn't the Milliken sachet, that was I'm driving this baby.
Okay. All right, y'all, we are going to have Billy Torrance in the morning, and I'm pretty sure we ended up 5th, but in a minute I'll show the ladder and you'll see then, but Billy in the morning. Thank you guys for watching, liking, subscribing. Come back and check on me tomorrow. I'll have the recap, and hit the subscribe button if you hadn't. I'm trying to get that 18,000. Appreciate you guys. All right, guys, let's go over this ladder real quick. Brittany Ford's got #1 qualifier with 366. She's gonna have Josh Hart, Sean Reed versus Travis Shoemake, made the show. Steve Torrance versus Tony Schumacher. Clay Milligan versus Billy Torrance. Langdon versus Jasmine Salinas. Justin Ashley versus Spencer Massey. That's going to be a good one because they both leave that line like nobody's business. And then Doug Coletta versus Ida Zetterstrom. And Tony Stewart versus Antron Brown. That's a good one too. Austin Prock, #1, no shocker there. 381 against Gibbons. J.R. Todd versus Petragon. Blake Alexander versus Dave Richards. Bob Tasker III versus Rupert. Begman versus Deal. Caps versus DeJoria. Lee versus Dencham. And Matt Hagan versus Daniel Wilkes. Pro stock car. Greg Anderson, #1, 659 versus McGahey. Corey Reed versus Caruso. Hartford versus Coughlin Jr. Dallas Glenn versus Quadra. That's Christian Quadra. Cannot talk tonight. David Quadra versus Jerry Don Tucker. Eric Anderson versus Mason McGahey. Stanfield versus Latino. And Jed Coughlin versus Fernando Quadra Jr. Jeez, it's been a long day. Pro Stock Motorcycle, no shocker there. Gage Herrera, #1 with a 681 versus Woods. Ingersoll versus Hall. Arana Jr. versus Phillips. Gadsden versus Steve Johnson. Matt Smith versus Howie. Van Sant versus Bostic. Angie Smith versus Ryan, Flying Ryan. Evaristo versus Scally.